Hello everyone and welcome back. With this session, we will take a look at the SSL profile. SSL profiles, this is the profile that we configure and we use to encrypt the traffic, be it on the client side or on the server side. If we look at it, what we have done so far, we created nodes and we made them member of a pool. When we configured the pool member, if you recall, from the configuration, the big IP is talking to each pool member on port 80, which is HTTP. It's not encrypted. What we would like to achieve here that between the big IP and the client, as of now, as per our virtual server configuration, it is on port 80 as well. So we would like to make it here on port 443 to use HTTPS. We will keep it from the server side on port 80. If you look at the pool configuration, the pool list, the members are using port 80. The service port is port 80. Now, even the virtual server at the moment, it's on port 80. So we would like to configure SSL on the client side. Now, to use the SSL between the big IP and the client, we need to have a certificate. And for the certificate, we have usually in a production network, the organization would either sign a certificate using the organization certificate authority. If you have an internal within the organization certificate authority, so you can generate a certificate request and sign it by the CA, or if the SSL will be used over the internet, so you have to get a signed certificate from trusted certificate authority like VeriSign or other trusted certificate authorities. Within this lab, we're gonna use self-signed on the big IP. We will not import certificate. If we go to System Certificate Management SSL, if you have a signed certificate, you click on import. But for our lab, as we said, we will go with create a new certificate. Give the certificate name, maybe test cert SSL. The common name, usually you put the host name. So for example, www.apc.com. For the testing of this lab, you can also type the IP address of the virtual server. So at the end of the day, this is a name. Give it a name. Let's test with www.apc.com. If you're generating CSR, usually you have to fill all this information with the appropriate values. If you want to change the key size to 1496, we will keep it now as it is. Let's say finish. Now we have to go to the profiles, SSL profile. We have to create profile. Let's say test SSL profile. Now, by default, it will use the default certificate that is usually used with the management of the big IP. But we have created the certificate, so we have to click on custom here, add. We select our test certificate. If you want to secure it with passphrase, you can secure it. Let's add. So this is the certificate that we have created. Click finish. Now we have an SSL profile using the SSL certificate that we just created. Now we need to go to the virtual server. On the virtual server, you have to change the port to 443 and SSL client profile, select the profile that we have just created. Click update. Let's now go to the testing machine. Let's open. Now we have to open HTTPS 192.168.100.80. So the Firefox will give us warning. This certificate is not trusted, because we know the certificate, so we have to say accept the risk and continue. Now we are connected to the app. If you click on this icon right here, it says the connection is not secure, more information. So the certificate that we are using is not actually signed or issued by trusted CA. It's a self-signed certificate. As I said, usually for the public application on internet application, we have to import a certificate signed by public CA. Within the enterprise, if you have a domain, like using Active Directory domain, and you have a CA server, you can it will be usually trusted by all the PCs that are joined to domain.